Hello and a huge welcome. In this session, I want to talk about how to stay on a millionaire frequency 24/7, no matter what happens. This is something that I stumbled into by coincidence, and the results that I started seeing, the things that I would think to manifest in my business in 6 years, 7 years, started happening in weeks, like partnering with big giants across the globe, earning so much revenue, attracting premium clients. Why do we think these things take longer? They don't. These things all come from the place of staying on the millionaire frequency. And I really want to break it down step by step. What do I mean? I wanted to name this frequency, this method, because this is really powerful. And what I really call is it 100x visualization method. Now, if you are somebody who is like, you know what, I'm not really good at meditation, I cannot sit on meditation mat for 20-30 minutes, it still perfectly works for you. You don't need to silence your thoughts. You don't need to become a master meditation expert or any of that. In fact, this strategy is so effortless that it's very aligned with how our mind works anyway. In the 100x visualization method, the first thing that we do is we decide the frequency that we want to operate on. What would you absolutely love? Now, when I ask this question to my clients, they tell me, in 1 year, I want to do this. In 2 years, I want to do this. In 5 and 10 years, I want to see myself doing this. What we are trying to do is we are trying to divide our desires based on how long it's going to take. But you think it's going to take you 10 years to do that. You think it's going to take you 5 years to do that. It's going to take you 1 year to do that. But it's just what you think. And this is one thing that what I realized. I tap into this method. We managed to partner with the biggest company across the globe in our industry, which was literally like a 6-7 year goal that happened in 3 weeks. And the reason it happened was because of this thing. And you want to really lean in and hear what I'm saying. I completely took off the time, what I think it's going to take. Not that now I'm changing the time, how long it's going to take. What I realized was that time is man-made, is human-made. I wouldn't say man because then we're not talking about women, but time is human-made. And when we go outside the planet in the space on Mars or different planets, they don't have the time the way we do, or the space, the time works differently. The moment you are out of gravity, the time is completely different. Even the stars that we see in the sky, they have died like light years ago, and the only reason we are seeing them now is because the light energy is reaching our planet at this time. Time is really a human construct, and I'm not one of those who say, oh, time is completely skewed and you don't have to do it, because we use time. It's a great use for us. Like, for example, if you want to meet somebody at a certain place, you cannot just say, just come wherever you feel like it, because you don't know what time they're going to come. They won't know what time you're coming. People won't be able to function if we don't have time, if we don't have this unit of time. But the thing with time is that it's human-made. What we want to understand is that when we are playing in the field of quantum, time is human-made. Time is not made by the source or quantum. Time is something that we use, but often what we do is we start using time against us. And this is what I teach my clients, that we use time against us in 2 ways. First, we think it's going to take this long. That's your assumption. What if goals that I thought it's going to take me 6 years, sometimes started to take literally 3 weeks or 2 weeks, when I started to just completely rip away. I didn't even ask myself how long it's going to take. And the other thing, what we do is when we set a goal, a vision, what we are doing is we are asking ourselves, can I do it within a year? Can I do it within 6 months? Can I do it this month? And the moment you do that, you're again using time to create doubts. And I want to prove it to you very, very quickly. So I say to you, can you lose? And this example is very, very just a very hypothetical example. Don't try to think I'm trying to mean something here, but can you lose 5 kilos within this month? Right? And when you cut this part, can you lose? Let me do it again. Can you lose 5 kilos in your lifetime? Can you lose 5 kilo weight in your lifetime? And probably the answer is, of course I can in my lifetime. Of course I can. But the moment I say, can you do it this month? All of a sudden you're doubting. Would I be able to do it? Would it be possible? And the reason you're doing that is because I've just injected time, and because of time, now you're doubting. Just because of adding time, all of a sudden your frequency has gone a bit shaky, right? So the first thing that I started doing with my goals, I realized it's not something that's based on the time. They exist, all of them exist right here, right now. They're just in different dimensions, and these are the energetic projections. What I'm doing is I'm altering my frequency, tuning into that frequency, and then I can tune into that frequency, and I can tune into that frequency. And as Einstein said, that your imagination is your life's preview of your life's upcoming attraction. You can just tap into those frequencies and dimensions, but you don't need to associate time, because either you're going to question whether I'm going to do it by this time, or you're going to question how long it's going to take, and either of the things are not serving you, because the things you might think will take you years may not take you years. It's your experience and your judgment and your belief based on your past. This was groundbreaking for me, and I realized that this completely helped me bend time, collapse time at a more insane level. Because in the manifestation space, we talk about bending time and collapsing time, but then we ask ourselves how long it's going to take, right? So we just use time against us then. If you are bending time, let's not even talk about time. Who cares? Let's cast the energetic projection. Let's not introduce time to introduce doubts. Let's just say, you know what? I love this. I absolutely, and let's focus on the feeling and desire, the frequency, instead of focusing on the time, because time has no measure, it has no value. The other thing, which is the 100x visualization method, is that you can use your outside in two ways. And 95% people use their outside, their 3D, in a way that they look at their 3D and think, oh, look, I haven't done it yet. It's not here yet. But what I stumbled on and what I started doing in my 100x visualization process, which is insanely powerful, is I started reframing my outside, the things in my outside reality, and started to build connections with them to my vision. For instance, if I really like a song, what I would do is I would say to myself, when I'm playing that song, I'm going to imagine a certain reality. And as I would imagine that reality, I would play that song. And every time I would play that song, I would imagine that reality. The point will come whenever that song comes in the car, or I'm playing somewhere, it takes me automatically there. So I don't even have to consciously try or convince myself to visualize that. It's so on autopilot. The other thing, what I did was I connected the smell of my perfume to a specific amount of money that I want to attract. So every time I would put the perfume, I don't even have to consciously try to think of the perfume. It just happens. The way you build the neural pathways, you think of your perfume, and then you whenever you use your perfume, you're smelling that, and you connect that smell with that memory, which is actually a future memory, but we have just established time doesn't exist. Connect it with that thing, and now every time you put your perfume on, you visualize and you see that goal automatically, that activates it automatically. And the more you keep on feeding and activating, a point comes when it becomes normal for you. And the whole thing that we do with the embodiment and becoming one and taking on the new frequency is the moment that frequency becomes normal for you, the moment it becomes a new normal, you have just fused with it. It's done, because it's normal for you. What you're attracting right now is because that's normal for you. The money goal that you have right now seems big, seems out of reach. That's why as you do this method, the things that seems big or out of reach or how I'm going to do it, they become normal, because you keep impressing your mind, you keep normalizing them. The things that are normal for you right now, they became normal because you were exposed to them in your childhood growing up, and the environment didn't change much. So you have been getting exposed to them over a period of time. And as you start to shift those things, as you start to shift what is normal for you now, the normal changes. And I love what Denzel Washington said. He said, if you hang around barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut, because everybody there is getting a haircut. What we start to do is we start to use the think in the outside to activate that feeling, which normalize what we want to manifest. So now it doesn't seem like a dream or something we want, it's something we have. But we, instead of using outside reality as a sign of I haven't got it, we reframe it and build a neural connection with the fact that it's already here. And all you need to do is build the connection a couple of times. So every time you listen to that song, you build it a couple of times, you think about it. When you hear it like fourth, fifth time or sixth time, your mind will automatically take you there, because that's the connection now. We even have sometimes, if you use a perfume that you were using a few years ago, if you use it all of a sudden, it will take you to your past. It will take you to that moment in time. The smells have a memory, and you can even do it with the bottle that you have, the watch that you wear, the handbag that you have. For me, my whole playlist is a preview of all aspects of that life, and the way it's coming so fast together, it's insane. Because everything that I think of 24/7, even when I'm sleeping, because of these being exposed to these frequencies, everything that I'm exposed to is on that frequency. I don't have to consciously try to be on that frequency. I just stay on that frequency, because everything in the outside is linked to that. You just keep building the connection. If you like a song, if it really inspires you, connect it to that. If you like a perfume, if you like your walk, if you like a certain time in the day when you're walking, when you're doing some physical activity. So you keep connecting those things and reframing them and building those neural connections. Everything in the outside will help you stay on that frequency 24/7. And when the contrast come, it will be very easy to bounce back, because for you, that will be the new normal. You'll be thinking, that's what it is for me, right? This method is really, really, really powerful. And I would love to know, what are the things from your physical reality that you have reframed and connect to that vision. You can connect certain song to receiving that amount of money, certain smell, your diary, your water bottle, a coffee that you have in the morning, the clothes that you wear, everything that you want, anything that you really find inspiring and precious, anything you want to start wearing now or start holding now, just to build that connection, would help you activate that frequency all the time. Because we have been using the physical reality against us. Let's use it in favor of us, because it's a choice.